Good morning. Welcome to Greenlight the Day. My name is Nisi, or Denise. I'm just going to talk quickly about a couple of things that I've heard about in the last couple of days that I just really like the idea of. So, one of them, and you may have heard about this, I've heard about it in a couple of places and on Pinterest. I can never say that word. But I just really, really like the idea of it, and it's a memory jar. And so you get yourself a nice jar, and I haven't gotten mine yet, but I will. I actually think I'll probably just get myself a jar and decorate it myself, but you could also pick up a nice jar, or it could be like a ornamental box of some sort, and call it a memory keeper. And through the year, starting in January, as things happen, you make a little note about it and put it in there. And it's a memory keeper that keeps track of good memories. So, for instance, last week I had supper and spent the evening with my cousin, her husband, her daughter, son in law, and their new 3-week-old grandson. And it was Ukrainian Christmas Eve supper. And it was just so, I hadn't spent time with them for a long time, and it was just lovely to spend time. And so that's one of my first memories of the new year. And so I'm going to make a point of keeping track of those memories. And I just think it'd be a really cool thing to then collage at the end of the year into some sort of an art project. So that's one of the things that I'm going to do to sort of have a continuing green lighting exercise throughout the year. And it's sort of reminiscent of the whole gratitude journal and keeping track of that. But I just think, how fun will that be at the end of the year, to remember sort of those moments that made you smile, or that were good memories throughout the year. And the second thing is, I talked last week about picking your word for the year, right? As part of the art journaling community. And I watched one of the videos, and her word was uplifting. And she explained in great detail sort of what that meant to her, as far as trying to be uplifting to herself. So not allowing herself to do negative self-speak. And if she, catches herself doing that, doing things to counteract it, to uplift her spirit and her soul, but also to actively try to be an uplifting force in the people around her, and in the things that she does. And she said with her family, she's got 3 children, and she was giving the example of, I don't want to be that nag, right? She says, I don't like cooking. My kids love cooking. And, in the past, I might have been the one that would say, well, yeah, but make sure you clean up after yourself. She says, I want to do, now, how did she say that? I want more, less bark and more wag, right? And I love that saying. So I'm actually, I think I'm going to do an art journal page on that. But isn't that just a cool quote? Like, right? So she is going to be uplifting. And one of the things that she's going to do this year is she's going to have less bark and more wag in her day. So I wanted to share those two things with you, because I really, really, I don't know. I found both of them inspiring, keeping track of those memories. And you know what? Throughout the year, I think that if you go through an evening, or it might be a couple of hours with somebody, and you come away just feeling really warm, and it could be a 10-minute experience at work or in a store. And I think we forget about those little moments, right? But how wonderful would it be if each day something like that happened, we took note of it, and then at the end of the year went through our memory jar and remembered them, right? So that is my green light for this week and for the year. And I hope they'll inspire you. If they do, please share them with us. I hope that you're taking care of yourself and each other. Make a great day.